Hi, guys. My name is Chidexi. Welcome to the Truth Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Before I even go further, if you're a new subscriber, thank you. If you're just viewing this video for the first time, please subscribe, share, like, comment. Today's topic, I'll be talking about something nobody really talk about. Nobody talks about it. But it's been led in my spirit to talk about the topic, how to conquer shame. A lot of people don't talk about it because it's shameful, right? But to be honest, everybody has something that they're ashamed of. Just the way they say everyone has something that they are scared of. Everyone has a fear. Everybody have one thing or two that they are ashamed of. It could be your self-esteem, it could be confidence, it could be your scar, it could be your family, it could be the shape of your body, it could be the way you eat, it could be anything, but everybody has one thing. It could be your past, it could be what you've done in the past. So everyone has something to be ashamed of, but we are not going to focus on what you're meant to be ashamed of or what you are ashamed of. Today, we're focusing on how to conquer your shame. Yes. You see how they always say the first way to conquer your fear is to identify your fear and confront your fear. That's how it is with shame. First of all, you have to accept that you see in this area, I am ashamed of this area of my life. I'm ashamed of this part of my life. I'm ashamed of what I have done. Until you recognize your shame, you have not started your journey to conquering your shame. You must recognize that there's something about you that is shameful or that you don't like, that you're not confident in, that messes up with your esteem. You must recognize that first before even anything. All right. So the first step, I'm going to try to list at least maybe, let's say 4 or 5 steps. Let's see if we have time to talk about the entire 5. But the first step to conquering your shame, 1, is to identify your shame. Identify that thing that you don't like, that thing that you don't talk about, that thing that if it comes out in public, you might want to die, that thing that you don't show. Until you identify it, how can we work with something we don't know? This is not something to work with somebody. It is something you know in your heart. It's just inside, you know. Nobody else can know it. Nobody else might know it. Some of us, we've gone past that level. We can't even tell it because right now it's no longer shameful to us. It's one of those things. Everybody go through it for us because we've grown past it. We conquered it. So I'm going to teach you how to conquer your shame and let nobody ever blackmail you with anything. Anything. So first of all, you have to identify what is it your family? Is it a part of your body? Is it your scar? First of all, you have to know this. Your scar is an evidence that you were supposed to die, but you're alive. Your scar is your they call it scar of battle. Your scar is an evidence that you fought and you stayed alive. Which would you rather pick, the scar or death? So when I see people hiding their scar, being ashamed of their scar, to me, I'm like, you survived what a lot of people would have died trying to survive. You survived. Your scar is a mark of survivor. Write it somewhere. Your scar is a mark of survivor. I want you to get to the point in your life when somebody say, oh, what's this scar? What happened? You'll be like, this? I would have died. Thank God for the scar. Do you understand? I want you to get to the point where even if you're limping, when they ask you, why are you walking this way? You tell them, I went through 4 surgeries. I went through a ghastly accident. I went through 3 surgeries. Some people would have gone through just 1 and died. I went through this whole thing and I came out on top. I was alive. I am alive. The only evidence that I went through that is just the fact that I am limping, or it's just the fact that they cut off my 1 leg, or it's just the fact that I have this big scar. This scar is my scar and my evidence of survival. Now, guess what you have done? You've shifted the audience from pity to clapping. Instead of them throwing you a pity party, now they are hailing you that, oh my God, you really went through that and you're here still. Your scar is your proof of survival. Let me just go to the next point. So the first thing is to identify your shame. The second thing is to confront your shame. It's one thing to identify it. Some people know what they're ashamed of, but they run away from it, they shy away from it. The first thing is to know. The second thing is go to it head on. Head on. So, you know how everybody, not everybody, I think 50% of people I know have this belly button that, is really deep. And then some percentage of us have this one that if they give it to us from like when we were small, it was outside. All right. When you start growing up, it's be going inside. I remember when I would never show my belly button. Never. I would always wear something. Even if I'm wearing crop top, I'll wear a trouser that will cover my belly button. But as I grow, I began to see that I'm not the only one. A lot of people have even bigger belly button. Mine is not even big. It's just that you will see the button. Mine is still, like, it's curved inside, but you see the button. Some people's own disappears, like it's just inside. And I'm like, as I keep growing, I keep seeing that this one's own is very big, and she's even showing it. And now I can wear whatever I want to wear because I confronted it. First, I recognized it, and then I confronted it. So the first thing first is to recognize your shame, and then the second thing is to confront it. Shame comes in any kind, in all shapes and form. It might not be body. It might be that you just hated something you did in the past, and anything that reminds you of it changes your whole mood or makes you want to just get out of where you are, or even makes you want to even kill yourself. First of all, you have to identify, are you the only one that have done that thing? Go and make research. Whatever it is, are you the only one that have done that thing? Because there is nothing in this world that's new to man. I don't know how old the world is, but let me talk about how for the longest that we've known about Jesus, 2,000 years ago, over 2,000 years, there is nothing in this world that is new to man. There's nothing you have done that another person have not done. So the first thing you would do is, okay, if I have done this, and I'm not the only one that have ever done it, the people that have done it, how did they survive? How did they cope? How did they live with the guilt? Or how did they move from it? So you start looking at the solution, not shying away from the problem. Do you understand? Go head on with it. That's the only way you can conquer shame, because whatever you don't conquer today will conquer you tomorrow. That shame would always come. Some people are so ashamed of their family that they lie about the family they come from. They lie. Your parents are in the village, then you come to the city to school and you're lying that, oh, my dad is a commissioner, he's in Abuja, my mom is this. You are not the only one that have parents that are in the village. You would not be the last person to have parents that are in the village. In fact, for you to be schooling in a private school and your parents are in the village, or you are schooling in the city, is an evidence of survival. It's an evidence that your parents did a good job, are doing a good job, or you yourself, you want better for your life. And until you realize that it is a plus more than it is a minus, you would always be ashamed of the thing that you're supposed to be proud of. Can you even be proud that you have parents that are alive? Would you even be proud that you know your parents? A lot of people don't even know who their parents are. You see, comparison is the thief of joy. You see that when you sit down to think about it and realize that I'm not the only one that have parents that are in the village, you will see that why are you ashamed of your parents? You're ashamed of the people that brought you to this world. In fact, there should be a motivation to you not to want to end up in the village. There should be your motivation. There is nothing that you go through, that you're going through, that you will go through, that you have done and you will ever do, that has never been done by a man. It should not kill you. Okay, so the third one, I said I was going to give 5. We're on the number 3. The third one is this. And this has always been my mantra. Before you tell me anything about myself, you can't tell me anything about myself that I don't already know of. Stop acting like stop pretending. Stop acting like you don't know this already. Some people will go, head on with you. Maybe you had a conflict and you guys are exchanging words or, banter. And then they'll be like, look at your big head, look at your big nose. And you're crying. Are you okay? Is it that you don't know that you have big head? They are describing you, they are not insulting you. But until you accept that your head is sharp bigger than the next person's head, if they tell you, look at your big head, it will pain you. If anybody tell me, look at my big eye, when I was in secondary school, then junior secondary school, let me tell you what we do. Okay, listen. When we were in school now, we can't fight. So the only thing we'll do, because I went to a military school, if you fight, you go collect. So the only thing we can do, the highest, we can't do more than a dead rat. Military will say, grumbling is allowed. The only thing we can do is to grumble and to banter each other. So whenever I get into a fight or a banter with somebody, the first thing I would do is, listen, I would disarm you. Ask me how. First of all, I will tell you everything that you want to use to insult me about myself. I will say, see, I know that I have big eyes. I know that I'm small. I know. Then I used to walk as if I have bow leg. I know I have bow leg. So now I've disarmed you. What do you want to tell me now that will make me angry? That will make me cry? After I finish insulting myself, I will now face you. See you. Look at your head. Look at your this. Look at your... I don't finish you now, because whatever you want to use to insult me, I've insulted myself and no pain me. In fact, I'm laughing. So the third thing is, recognize it and own it. Own it with your chest. Yes, I did this mistake, but guess what? I'm not the only one that have done it. And guess what? I learned from it and I have moved on. Some people are ashamed that they've done 5 businesses that have failed. Own it. Yes. Yes, it's me. I am the one. I tried hair business, it didn't work out. I tried skincare, it did not work out. I tried this, it did not work out. I tried gold, it did not work out. I tried, it did not, and I will still try again. Tell me, after you have owned it up like that and you have said it, who wants to come and use it to insult you and say, see, you don't do 5 business? At least you tried. The person that is saying has not even tried. So why would you be ashamed that you even tried? You can't be ashamed that you tried. The person that did not try, that is trying to shame you, is the person that you should shame the person instead. So the number 3 point is own your shame. Own it with your full chest. You see, there are some girls that have a lot of breasts, or this big breast. You know that people try to body shame them with it. Now, I think they've switched the game. Now what they do is they wear sexy bras and they show you their chests. They wear sexy bras, wear clothes, put the cleavage out, put oil. So you can't body shame them. If they want to try to body shame you, tell them, it's not my fault that God gave you peanuts. If they try to say your breast is too big, you say it's not my fault that God gave you peanuts. You switch the game on, baby. Switch the game on. Don't let anybody make you change your mood. Don't let anybody spoil your mood. And don't spoil your mood for yourself. Sometimes you sit down and think about what you've done or what happened and be like, oh God, why me? The first thing is, did you even recognize you did that? Are you ready to move on? Because if you are stuck there, we can't help you. It's you. You have to get out. The only way to conquer stuff is to own it up, chest it, and move on. All right. So the fourth one is, listen. no matter what happens in this life, never, ever put yourself down. All right? No matter what you did, what you do, what you would do. I did not say you should go and do rubbish. Never ever put yourself down. And don't ever allow anybody to put you down. A lot of people are good with body shaming, even if it is subtly, even if they try to do it as a joke. Don't accept it. Don't accept it. Don't put yourself down. If somebody be like, with this your like me, I usually say, before you tell me, say, I could say, no, sir, no, kenyash. I don't own them. I've owned it. I would tell you, I know I don't have a bonbon. I know I don't have a bonbon. Leave me alone. Why do you think a lot of people are going to do different kind of surgeries? They call it insecurity. But how come? How did you know it was an insecurity? Maybe somebody insulted you with that. Or maybe somebody casually joked with you with that. And you went home to think about it. Maybe somebody have told you before that, look at your nose, where they like shovel. You laughed though, but you went home and thought about it. I think I need a nose lift. I think I need a nose lift. I think I should do a nose lift. Before, you did not know that you needed a nose lift. Before, you did not know your nose was like shovel until somebody subtly, jokingly said it. So never you agree to collect rubbish. As they are trying to do, you hold them. No, don't. I don't like that kind of play. Because guess what? It's play at the moment. It's all fun and games. But when you go home, you think about it. That's what the memory does. That's what the brain does. It plays back everything that you went through the whole of that day. All right. And then I want to talk about this. You know, sometimes a lot of people fall deeper into blackmail than you would have come out of. Blackmail is also a part of shame. Nobody can blackmail you until they have something shameful against you. Something about you that is shameful against you. Nobody can blackmail you except they have something shameful about you against you. Now, I don't blame people that once they try to blackmail them about leaking a video of theirs, the first thing they do is to go and leak it themselves. God forbid, I would never be in that kind of situation. But like I said, God forbid. But if I ever fall into that kind of a situation that somebody wants to blackmail me with a content of mine or a video or picture of mine, the first thing I would do is to release it myself. Guess what? I have disarmed you. You cannot blackmail. You cannot shame the shameless. You see that thing that people say you can't shame the shameless, but we just overlook it. It is legit. Me, I don't curse myself. Which other curse you won't curse me? You know, I don't finish everything. Not I have collected everything. You cannot. So I'm not praying that anybody enters into blackmail, but just in case you know somebody that anybody is blackmailing right now, tell the person to release whatever it is by themselves. That means you have disarmed that blackmailer. Nobody is worth making you feel like killing yourself. A lot of people even commit suicide just because they blackmailed you. What is that is so shameful that if it comes out, you will die? First things first, be careful. Be careful for nothing. Even the Bible said it. Be careful for nothing. Be careful with yourself. Be careful with your privacy. Be careful with the kind of people you open up to. Be careful with the kind of people you open up to. That is a very important thing. In all of these things I've been saying, my main goal is own up to yourself. I'm not saying you should go and own up to another person, except that person, you trust that person so much, you've spent a lot of time with that person, years in fact, with that person, and that person is bold enough or has opened up to you their own secret. Don't open your mouth and tell somebody your secret when the person have not told you their secret. I always tell my best friend that we know too much about each other. We cannot break up. I'm sorry. Just hold my secret. Let me hold your secret. We know too much. I see some girls, they open mouth and wow, you are telling anybody that comes to you for friendship, you have told the person your secret. Tomorrow, your secret is all over the place. Or any guy that just comes to you and tell you, I really like you. After 2 months, the guy, all your secret is in his hand. You're making a mistake. I said, own up to yourself. I did not say own up to another person. If that person is ready to share their secret with you, then you can. Or maybe in marriage, at least it is within the family. But even if it is your personal family secret, don't share it out. It is your family secret. Be careful what you put out there. Be really, 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 really careful. But just in case you are not in luck that day and somebody tries to blackmail you or tries to badmouth you, body shame you or anything, first own it up. When you do that, you know what you have done? You have disarmed you have stripped the person of any power they had over you. Any power. And that's why secrecy is bad as well. When you are in anything, any kind of friendship, relationship, anything, and the person is not happy when they see you with another person, they just want it to be only you people, only you and the person. And they tell you something, I say, don't tell anybody. You see, to illustrate what I'm trying to say more is 419, when they want to dupe you, what they will say is, don't tell anybody, we're going to share this money. In fact, let's swear oath. If you tell anybody, you will die. That's secrecy. Run. There's a lot of parts to this, but I'm just going to focus on the point I'm giving. There's a lot of parts to this. But let me hammer more on the scar thing. Your scar is your evidence of survival. We all have a scar. Maybe a physical scar, maybe an emotional scar. We all have scars. But remember that your scar is your evidence of survival. Don't allow anybody shame the shameless. They know they shame Can you shame a madman? Nobody can shame the shameless. But first of all, always keep your own secret to yourself. Don't trust easily. Keep yourself together. Do your thing on your own term. All right. Like I said, I'm going to round up with that scar thing. Own your scar because it is your evidence of survival. If anybody wants to ask you weird question, some people will be like, why are you so skinny? Some people are some people are SS, some people are, sickle cell. And then they'll be like, some of your friends will be like, see the way you lean like manga fish. See the way you will let them know that, there are some people with my kind of condition that are dead. Some did not survive childhood. Brush them up. Let them know that you are an evidence of God's grace. You are a survivor. Let them know that you are a survivor. Do you know what you have done? You have switched the game from pity to admiration. They begin to admire you. They begin to see you as a fighter. You tell them that if you can't go through half of what I am going through, you would have died. That's the word. By the time you say that you can't go through half of what I am going through, you would have died. Their mouth will shut up. Your scar is an evidence of survival. We all have something we are ashamed of. The difference is we have owned it up. We have conquered our shame. You cannot shame us. You not fit shame the shameless. So guys, I'm gonna round up here. I just said to talk about this topic because I know nobody would want to talk about it. Everybody is ashamed of something, and nobody really want to come and talk about shame when I still have my own shame. So if you are in this category, please listen again, write down the 4 things I mentioned, or 5, practice it, embrace your shame. It's like embracing your fear. Embrace your shame, work on it, conquer your shame, and own it up. Things you can't change, just own it up and move on. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching to this point. I can't wait to see you on the next episode. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and comment on our YouTube platform. And you can follow us on all social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, on Spotify. We have just one name at The Truth Pod. And also, do not forget to share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that the Truth Podcast is all about growth, evolving, healing, business, inspirational talks, and motivational talks. We love you. I love you so much. Mwah. Have a great day.